Welcome to Rain Fantasy Football Channel. This channel is all about playing fantasy football. So this channel is dedicated not to extreme deep analysis. This channel is really good for beginners and intermediate people. And this is way more in depth on what to do with an actual team. So we're going to go through a couple teams that I hold and see what kind of moves we need to make to be able to be the reigning champion in these leagues. So another thing that we will focus on is we listen to a lot of fantasy football analysis from different channels and podcasts, and we're going to try to dissect and figure out what they're saying. Because over the 6 to 7 years I've been playing fantasy football, one thing is true: these guys are doing a lot of great analysis. But the other thing is we're still trying to project into the future. So with projection and trying to predict the future, a lot of things sometimes that they say might be really great, but sometimes it doesn't come to fruition. So we're trying to figure out what these great channels are saying and how that applies to the team that we're going to be building on. And hopefully we can figure out some good hits and kind of dissect which channels I prefer listening to. If there are ones you like to, you align with, how they do their analysis and you like their personalities. I enjoy listening to them because I can learn some great content. These guys put in tons of hours and they produce some great content. So that's the goal of this channel. It's to be a great fantasy football channel for people who want to watch somebody actually playing and thus play the game themselves and something they want to learn about. I've had a blast with it. I'm in a handful of leagues. One of my best leagues is a league I've been with my college buddies, and it's been about 5 years, 6 years running still. And we've transitioned that league into a lot of different things. Right now it's a true dynasty league, and we'll go into that a little more. And then I run a family redraft league because these guys put in tons of hours and they produce some great content. So that's the goal of this channel. It's to be a great fantasy football channel for people who want to watch somebody actually playing and thus play the game themselves and something they want to learn about. I've had a blast with it. I'm in a handful of leagues. One of my best leagues is a league I've been with my college buddies, and it's been about 5 years, 6 years running still. And we've transitioned that league into a lot of different things. Right now it's a true dynasty league, and we'll go into that a little more. And then I run a family redraft league. And also looks like I have a second league that's popping up with my college buddies, and we're going to do a best ball league, which we're really excited about. They've never done best ball before. And so, yeah, come enjoy, come comment. 7 pick for this year. So my dynasty team is an 8-man league, small league. So my first round pick, naturally, because I missed the playoffs, is the 104. So I have the 104, and off that Darren Waller trade, I have the 107. Okay? So I've got these 2 first rounders, which is awesome this year. So what happened is, as I moved those picks, the 104 and the 107 for the 101 and the 201. Now in our league, it's an 8-man league. The 201 means the 109, because most of these dynasty calculators and most of the rankers are going to see it's based on a 12-man league. So with our league being 8, that 201 in our league, because of the second round, it's actually a 109 pick, which gave me a slight edge on the trade calculator for Keep Trade Cut. So I'll even show you. So that's the 109 pick already, and so that's my pick. So let's do the 101. There's the 101. I traded my 104 pick and my 107 pick. So yeah, it's not an unfair trade. I did get an edge of value according to Keep Trade Cut. But when you see this, we're trying to put numbers behind something that's a projection and that's not easily, divisible by value, right? We're guessing on these rookie players' performances. And, one of the accounts that I follow is BDGE, Big Dogs Gotta Eat. I think Nick Ercolano, is that how you say his last name? Hope he doesn't kill me if he even sees this video. He had a video that was excellent, and he pretty much talked about and showed this graph of, he brought up the last 2 rookie average ADP in rookie drafts the last 2 years, and Justin Jefferson and his rookie draft was going right around the 110. Like, that's insanity. Justin Jefferson that year was going around the 110. There was some rookie that was at the 109 that nobody knows about right now. That means he busted. So, like, these calculators, these things, we're trying to put numbers and trying to be able to use math to put a rank or a value on a player when it's human beings. Tom Brady was almost undrafted when he was drafted, and we are calling him the GOAT, right? So, like, through scouting, through all this stuff, people get so wrapped up in, like, these 1,000-point differences. It really doesn't effing matter. Really, it just doesn't matter. Now, yeah, I wouldn't trade Sutton for a 2,000, 3,000 point difference, mainly because I want to see what happens when they get on the field with Russ in real games and see what kind of fantasy output happens. I want Sutton on my team. I'm not looking to move him, so that's why I'm not trading him. Even if I had a very variable trade, I just want to see what happens. And I've had players where, man, I held the bag. I held Todd Gurley longer than he should have, and injuries happened. And his career just got tanked, which is too bad, because any guy's career tanked in the NFL, that's never a good thing. Moving on, Stephon Diggs. Nothing's really changed with him. Josh Allen's still there, and wide receiver 1, Gabriel Davis, probably will have some more share now this year. They did pick up Khalil Shakir. Shakir came from a team that is a smaller school, but that team has produced some big fantasy players in the NFL, some big NFL players. Doug Martin was a running back there, and the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, Kellen Moore, was a player there. For those who kind of I'm talking about, put the name in the comments. It is my hometown team. It's my team, my college team, that I'll watch every game of theirs if I can. And the one thing about Shakir, which we haven't had a rookie draft yet, so I'm going to stream that too. It's a week-long rookie draft, so I'm not going to be able to do that, but I'll put together an analysis at the end of it. Shakir, I've seen number ones on our football team. Cedric Wilson was another number one on our football team. Cedric was good for us. Shakir was different. We made plays for him, and when we got the ball to him, he just didn't drop the ball. Like, we had a pretty crappy season for our standards. Usually we're expecting to only maybe lose 1 game to 2 game every football season. That's what we expect as fans of our team, which is just insanity because that's some high expectations. But that's kind of what happened the last 10 years. We played way above our benchmark, and so it's just how it is. But Shakir, out of all the years I've been watching my team play, he has been easily the best wide receiver I've seen that we've been able to use, and he was just exciting. I knew when he was on the field, if he got the ball thrown to him, he was going to freaking get the ball, and he would catch the ball. It was very rare to see him drop the ball. So Gabe Davis looked awesome in that game. Just 4 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? That's half a season for some guys in touchdown output. So and from what I've heard about some channels talking that the Buffalo coaching staff honors seniority with players. I don't know if I don't predict Shakir having a big role this season, but if injury happens and he gets the shot, I'm hopeful that he'll perform, and I'm hopeful that he'll perform at a decent level for his rookie year, and then hopefully he'll kind of continue and progress and maybe be a decent top 25 guy, maybe a good flex play. I'm hoping maybe a wide receiver 2 for fantasy football. I'd be super excited if he got some significant playing time and actually could contribute to a fantasy football team. That's a pretty solid dude. So I want to get Shakir. I actually will go over, and I've been targeting some other players over at that time. So I think people might pick him up because he's a player off. There's 2 guys that are from my town, and we're both super fans of the college that's in our town. So but we don't really go after guys. If I can pick him up, I'd like to hold him on my bench, but I'm not going to bag hold him over somebody I should be holding on my bench. So we'll go into that in a different video. George Kittle. I'm just hoping he'll have more of a resurgence. Amari Cooper. I haven't been a biggest fan of Cooper in the last couple of years with him. I feel like at the Cowboys he could have played better, and I feel like there was some politics in that locker room with him for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Seems like a guy who's primed to be like a freaking even top 10 wide receiver. Just hasn't seemed like he's been hitting that mark. So with Cleveland and Watson, I mean, he should be the natural one in that offense. So I'm going to hold him. I think I probably would entertain trades for Cooper, just because I feel kind of burned with he's been on my team for about 3 years now, and I just feel kind of burned. And and this is a horrible probably thought, and maybe some can relate. Any guy that's on my team that's not like top 5 performance is like a bummer. So, our feelings to players can bias us. So I'm not looking to make trades right now. I was trying to trade him last year. I was trying to get him off my roster, and I was trying to upgrade him into a better player, and I just couldn't, wrap a player with a pick and to get a bigger stud. David Montgomery's been kind of a solid running back on my team. I like him in this flex role. I actually, with this pick, with a 101 draft, I'm going to go Breece Hall. And if my league mates see this video, which they probably won't, that's my pick right now, Breece Hall. Go on Breece Hall because I need a little more depth in my running back because of injuries. I have been taken out of the runnings in the playoffs because I had some of my big players get injured. I'm going to be positive Dalvin Cook is going to miss some games. Really hope Joe Mixon doesn't miss any games this year, but he's been injured in the past. He could get injured again. Running backs get injured. They take hits every time they touch the ball because if they don't get hit, they're scoring a touchdown, right? So, just is what it is. And Stafford. So I'm hoping Burrow. I've been thinking about trading Burrow. There was another analyst that was talking about, Burrow kind of wasn't that amazing last year, which is true. Let's look at his, games. And we'll see there we go. See, that Kansas City game, 35 points. Awesome. Freaking Baltimore game, almost 40. Denver 12. Anything around 20 is kind of where I'm expecting my quarterbacks to kind of be at. 16, so okay. 10, not great. 7, ugh. 20, average QB, nothing special. That's when I'm starting QB. I want 20, at least 20. 26, yeah, that'd be a good Sunday for that player. 22, that's fine. 18 is okay. I'm kind of bummed out they didn't get to 20, 22, 17, and then 18. So yeah, he's played okay, and then he killed it at the end of the season. So there could mean a couple things. It could be he really was coming to stride at the end of the season. And pressure, maybe he excels in pressure. Not all players excel with pressure. So maybe he's a guy who excels with pressure. This game, 16-16, and this Vegas game at 9, he had a pretty bad offensive line. So they bolstered the line this year. That's kind of one reason why I'm not looking to trade off of him. I think he'll take a step and, maybe be a better guy. So I'm looking to hold him, but you could probably get a freaking bag for him right now because he's young, especially in Dynasty. He's young. He kind of freaking, all the rankings are going off these last couple games. That's what people will remember in these amazing games. I wouldn't blame you for trading Burrow and getting a bag for him. It's not a bad idea. For me and this team, I have offered Burrow once. I offered him for Justin Jefferson straight up. And it's Superflex. So, Superflex, QBs have a lot more value in Superflex. And if that actually happened, I've got Tannehill as my backup, which isn't great. So, that's probably why I'm probably not going to trade off of him. Because Tom Brady, how many more years does he have left? I don't know. He could have this year, coming back off his retirement idea, and he could flop. Really, I mean, he is. The thing about quarterbacks is they just don't get touched and they're just throwing the football. I mean, Tom Brady is a perfect pocket passer. If he is not getting touched, he's just chucking the football, just slinging it. then yeah, what's gonna physically happen to him? It's that hit that he gets blitzed, takes a hit, and he takes an injury. I bet you if Tom takes an injury, his career's probably done. He's probably retiring. The one thing about Tom is he has said, if you watch that Hulu documentary, I think it was in there, and he said that he thought it'd be super cool to retire off a Super Bowl. So I think that's why he's coming back. I think that's a legitimate dream for him. That's a legitimate goal that he wants to walk right into the sunset off a Super Bowl win. And if he won the Super Bowl this year, I would be very surprised if he came back because it seems to align with his kind of mentality where he's at with football. Okay, so let's go over the bench really quick and then we'll wrap it up. Chase Claypool, my goodness. Can you just get back and excel? Because you are a freak athlete. You can be so good. We were hoping, I think there was talks about calling him Mapletron because he had a Megatron build. That was a comp. These analysts were saying for him. I just saw a little clip of him talking to some reporters about Deontay. That Deontay is a grinder. He's grinding wherever he's at, and that Claypool feels like he's in a leadership role this year. Awesome. Be in a leadership role. Excel at helping these rookies that your team just picked up, probably to replace you. Give them a little guidance. I don't care. Use them to excel your career. Because if you ball out this year, Claypool, they're not going to replace you. All the Steelers want, all any NFL team wants, is to play assets and have them freaking win games for you. You'll get paid. I don't think they feel like you're worth a big payday right now, and you probably haven't been to renegotiate your contract because of it. That's also pertaining to how coaching and coaching staffs and the office, the front office works with players. That can be very, people might not get paychecks because the front office and the coaching staff, they might be worth it, but they don't want to go into those negotiations yet. So take that with a grain of salt. I think this is my last year holding. I've been holding him for a couple years now, and haven't been able to really play him. I've put him some flex weeks. I just want to stick him in that freaking wide receiver 2 spot and just go, dude. Just have infinite upside and just play, just ball out. Let that be this year. I don't know what to do with Tyler Boyd. He's on the Cincinnati Bengals, but he's got Chase and Higgins to deal with. It's going to be a very offensive, pass-heavy team, even though Joe Mixon's there. And I just don't know. I've thought about dropping him for another rookie pick. I don't know, dude. Ty Boyd. He's been good. I've been able to use him in the lineup. Let's go see what last year looks like. I could have flexed him right there. And then that week, if you're probably worth flexing him right there. That week would have been a bummer. Then you pull him out. He's probably not playing that game for you. That's 17, so you're probably missing out on that game. You might have put him in because off that Cleveland game, and Joe Burrow had a just crappy game, so that could have been something else. And he comes up with this is when Joe was balling out. So, man, that'd be hard. It's hard to drop him. It's hard to drop him for a rookie pick. Because if Joe balls out more over the regular season, that's a flex. That's a decent flex player. Scoring 10 points. I've got 2 flex spots. Their projection for week 1 is 10 points. So if they're scoring 10 above, I'd be flexing him. Yeah, I don't know. I would figure that out. We'll talk about that. Madison, I'm holding Madison because Cook goes down. When Madison goes in, I'll even show you. When Cook goes down, Madison goes in, and he balls out. See? 20 points. I'll take the 14 points. 22 points. 20 points. These are weeks that Cook went down, and Madison balls out. So, I think if you're a Cook holder, you need to get Madison. If you're not, you might have to trade more than what you want to trade to get Madison on your team. If Cook goes down and you have a different running back you can slot in there when Cook goes down. Yeah, just for my team makeup, I've got Madison. Madison goes right in when Cook goes down. I'm stoked about Darnell Mooney. I was watching him. The only thing that when I was watching last year is when Fields was in, it just seemed like Mooney wasn't having great games. When I think it was the Red Rocket, dang, it was Andy Dalton. When he was playing, it seemed like Mooney was targeted more and put up more fantasy football points. Like I said, this channel isn't going into the deep analysis. We're just kind of talking and playing the game and playing fantasy football, talking what it's like to be in the league, showing these league trades, and that's the goal of this channel. So we'll watch channels that do deep analysis and talk about them. But I'm not looking through the numbers. I'm trying to digest them as a fantasy football player. That's who I am. I'm a fantasy football player. I am not an analysis guy. So I have high hopes for Mooney. There's been talks about him being comped to Deontay Johnson this year. He's young, and I have high hopes for Mooney, so I'm holding him. Brown, back to Brown. You already know my take on Brown. I just hope he gets everything straight, plays for our team, and can get back to his better years. Tim Patrick's interesting. There was a player profiler. Is a channel that I follow and watch. They did a recent video. Kind of Tim Patrick had a little bit of light in that video, and they were saying that he's an interesting player. If something happens, if Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton goes down, he's a baller. And he was a baller last year. Let's kind of look in. I think I was flexing him a lot too. Let's just kind of look at what was going on. Jeez. That's nice. So yeah, that's great flex value right there. Right above 10. At least for me in my league. Now, if you're playing with a smaller roster, you might be looking for 15 for flex value. So he'd been missing it just barely, but he still got those points. 16. He's decent flex. For my team, he's a decent flex. Depending on if there's announcements during the week that Jerry Jeudy is not going in for some reason, needs to recover from something, whatever. I think I'm holding him. He's also a potential cut candidate to try to get one more pick. I kind of want one more pick for my draft. But there we go. Dawson Knox. I really hope Dawson Knox. He's on the Bills. He's a tight end. He was getting looks, and they freaking picked up OJ Howard. No, that's not a bad idea because they need somebody too. If Knox goes down, who do they have, right? So they picked up OJ Howard. I'm just hoping OJ Howard doesn't eat into Knox. I hope Knox is their guy. He's 25 years old, which is great. So yeah, let's look at last year. Picked him off the wire wires last year. He had those are great games. I was flexing him too. I think actually he was my tight end spot. So because I think last year Kittle went down, so I had to put him in. So it wasn't like awesome, top tight end production, but usable. And I've got Kittle, so he's gonna stay, right? Dearness Johnson. Why is this guy not a running back one for a team this year? Stinking Cleveland, holding him. I don't blame him. So last year, Chubb goes down and Kamara goes. Not Kamara. Kareem Hunt. Wow, it's late. But look, he goes in that game, 23 points. Another game, it ended up the perfect storm for him, 20 points. And I guess he ran. I wasn't really paying attention that week because I was out of the playoffs. So he kills it again. This guy's a freaking baller, and he's RB3 on the depth chart for Cleveland. I don't blame him for holding that asset, but they could have got money. They could have got trade value. They could have done a lot of things. Honestly, next year, people are saying that next year's gonna be a better draft class. They might trade him off to get better picks, and he might actually get into an RB2 spot on a team, or maybe be the guy for. He watching those games. If you watch those games, he could be the guy. He could be the running back one on a team. If a team has a good offensive line, they can get him through those holes. He can be that dude. So I'm holding him. He's gotten no value right now. He would be easily a cuttable player to give me another rookie pick. And honestly, even at my third round rookie pick, there's guys who are going to have more value. Like they're going to be in situations where they're actually going to produce this year. So it's hard to hold on to him, but he played so good in those games because I watched them, and I really thought he was going to be traded off to a team this year and end up in a really good situation. That didn't happen, looks like. Whatever. Van Jefferson's kind of another cut player. I probably should cut Van Jefferson, actually, looking at my list now. I liked him, but they haven't signed. Is OBJ back yet? Is he signed yet? Maybe Dynasty Rankings. Odell. Free agent. What is going on? What is going on? Odell's still a free agent. Sorry for whoever has Odell on their fantasy football teams in Dynasty right now. But what is going on? If OBJ doesn't, if he doesn't get signed, I'm not dropping Van Jefferson. They have Cooper Kupp. They just picked up Allen Robinson, which I think was probably a fantastic pick for them. He wasn't, OBJ did get injured. Maybe that's why he's not signing. Maybe he's not healing great because he's older. I don't know. I'm holding. Bag holding. Let's do it. Russell Gage. Let's go, Russell Gage. I picked him up the waiver wire. Was holding him, just hoping he would go into a spot over the Falcons because I have freaking Calvin Ridley, dude. What are you doing betting on freaking games? Wait till you're out of your career. Bet on all the sports you want to. What are you doing, dude? Oh my goodness. Calvin Ridley. There's my Gus Bus trade, who was on my IR all last year. So Alvin to tear ACL. It sucks. I had the same thing. I had Jerick McKinnon right when he was the highest paid running back. Freaking blows his ACL at the 49ers. And then next year I had him still. So, okay, he's healed up. Let's go. Freaking offseason again. Blows his other ACL out, I think. And I was like, nah, I dropped him. Dropped him like it's hot. Russell Gage, let's go. Not dropping him. We're going to ride that train. Let's roller coaster. Ride the roller coaster. Okay, MVS. I do not think MVS is a good player. I don't know what's going on. Why Kansas City went out to get him? Because Pat Mahomes is that quarterback who's throwing MVS. Not trading him. Second reason, I have a major Kansas City fan that he was trading Derrick Henry plus a pick. It was a third round pick. So it was Derrick Henry in the third round for MVS and my first round pick. So let's go into that calculation. Trade calculator. Henry. This is what we were looking at. And he had it was just freaking 308 because he fetching won the league last year. He's, like an 8-man team. And I was doing my 104 pick. And MVS. Marquez. There we go. Yeah, that was the trade. I'm giving up this value for this value. The reason why I was entertaining is Derrick Henry. He did go down of injury last year, so I knew that if I'd made this trade, then I'm only really expecting 1 year to play out of him. I'm not expecting 2. We don't know if he'll be up in next year for 2. So I want to make the trade. I wanted the trade. I didn't want this 308. I countered with his 108, which would have done this. His 108. That's where I countered. Yeah, he's probably not doing that trade. I think it's probably even worse now, actually. So some days went by, and then I was like, okay, let's do I'll split the difference. Let's do the 208. That was his second round pick. And back when I sent that off to him, we actually didn't have this unevenness. It was actually more. It came out as a fair trade. But he didn't want to do it. Didn't want to pull the trigger, and so I still have MVS, and I'm in a spot to maybe get Sky Moore. really interested in Sky Moore. Just with Pat Mahomes, I mean, they lost Tyreek. Like, it's freaking Tyreek Hill. And with Pat Mahomes, especially with how those two's career has been the last, X number of years. Like, why is Hill leaving? I don't know. It's his own decision, right? Players make their own decisions. We all make our own decisions. I can backhold MVS till, where it just destroys my team. Which won't happen, but... So, if nothing else, I'm going Breece Hall. Like I said, I've got the one. I traded for the 101. I'm going Breece Hall. Now, that guy is at the 108, and I've got the 201. If he doesn't go, Sky Moore, I'm going with the 201, probably Sky Moore, because I could trade Sky Moore and MVS to him and get Derrick Henry, and I would have Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, and I have massive upside with my RBs and flex spots that I just need I need someone to anchor my wide receivers. I feel like my wide receivers are a little not there, but like Courtland Sutton's got upside. He could hit pretty big. Russell Gage, I mean, where is he going to be this year? So yeah, Breece Hall is coming. But I do think I need to make one more good trade, probably for a wide receiver, just to get some more upside on there. I had an offer for Adams. It was Adams and Fournette. So Adams and Fournette for my 101 and Diggs. Adams is going to the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers is no longer throwing to him. He's not like the one dude that Aaron Rodgers throws to anymore. He's got to kind of compete with targets a little bit with Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and they are going to run the ball a little bit. So he's just not like the freaking target magnet he was on Green Bay. So I think he's actually a little overrated right now. And as we've seen in the past, wide receivers going to teams, they can have rough years. And if this was a second year in the Raiders, we kind of know what his baseline was over there a little bit, then I probably would have made that trade. Diggs, his situation is not really changing. We kind of know where we're getting. We kind of know the floor we're getting with Diggs. And it's still a pass-heavy offense out there in Buffalo. So I do credit relationships with football. So Adams is going with his college QB, with Carr. So there's already pre-built chemistry. So if you didn't make a trade for Adams, that could end up on the good side. I mean, one thing that we did here last year was Stafford and Kupp were having breakfast together every day. Like, that does something to people's... That helps chemistry faster. It shows on the field. And Kupp balled out. So yeah, welcome. This is a long video. Let's cut it now. Welcome to Ring Fantasy Football. Again, channel is focused on playing the actual game, talking about what actually channels who go in deep analysis are saying, kind of figure out what we feel that can affect this team, looking at an actual team, making trade offers, getting trades done, and if your teams are in scenarios like this or whatever you're going after, we talk about those things. So, welcome to the Rain. Let's go.